Hey guys, so we're jumping right into this tutorial, and we are covering up my beard first with a full coverage concealer and a concealer brush. As you guys see, this pretty much matches my skin tone exactly, so it kind of just cancels out the darkness of the beard, and it blends into my skin, so it makes it easier when we're applying foundation afterwards. And I'm just taking this on a flat concealer brush to get the most pigment. Then we're taking a damp sponge and our foundation. I love the way that a damp sponge applies foundation. I think that it looks, I don't know, like it's a close tie between a brush, but I just think that this makes it look really effortless and like your actual skin. So we're just applying this everywhere to give ourselves a full coverage look, but don't forget to blend down your neck, because if your face doesn't match your neck, there is a problem. And this foundation's like a little bit yellow, but if you just blend it down your neck, you guys are totally fine. Then we're going to highlight my face. We're going to use a concealer that's about 2 shades lighter, and we're going to drag it all the way back. I like doing this because this feminizes my face a little bit and makes my face look a little bit more wider. And then I like to take it on my chin, above my lip, my nose, and my forehead. This just highlights and makes sure that everything kind of blends flawlessly. And then I'm going to take this NYX concealer. This is in the lightest shade, I think, and I'm just going to kind of dot this over the other concealer that we had already applied, just to kind of give me a little bit more of a highlighted look and more of like a contrast between my foundation and my concealer. Then we're just taking the same sponge and we're going to be pressing this into the skin. I make sure to look up when you blend your concealer. You want to make sure that your eye is kind of taut and there's no fine lines underneath there, because you don't want any creasing too early on. Then I'm just taking a powder and setting it right away with the sponge. I never used to do this, but I have been loving the way that it looks, and it sets, and it just helps with the creasing action, I think. I think because it's like a damp sponge and you're pressing it into your skin, that it really does help with the longevity of my makeup, and I've seen a huge difference. Then we're just going to be taking a big powder brush and the same powder and setting our whole entire face. This is super important for me because I am very oily, and I don't want to be oily, and I don't want my foundation to just fall off. Also, it helps with if you're going to be applying powder later on. So then we're taking this eyeshadow by NYX. This is just going to help warm up our crease. We are doing a colorful eye look today, so I always apply a neutral eyeshadow because it will help blend everything else out later. Trust me on this. If you guys don't do it, you will notice it is so much harder to blend colors that don't mesh with your skin tone if you skip this step. Then we're going to be taking the NYX Hot Orange eyeshadow. These are the Primal Colors. I love these. These are so pigmented. I'm taking it on a fluffy brush, and I'm going to start on the outer corner, and I'm going to work my way all the way into the inner corner. As you guys see, I am buffing it in circular motions back and forth from inner corner to outer corner. That just kind of helps blend it while I'm applying it, and then there's no harsh lines. Also, for this look, we want to make sure we get in this inner corner really, really well, because we are going to go in with a ton of different colors. Then we're taking the NYX Hot Red Primal Color in a smaller brush, and we're going to focus this mostly on the outer corner, but we are going to drag this through the crease just to get a little bit of depth in there. But as you guys see, look at how pigmented these shadows are. They are amazing. Then we're going to be taking the NYX Primal Color in Hot Fuchsia. I think the more colors that you add, the better off you are. It's going to just help with the blending process later on, and it's also going to give your whole eye look a ton of dimension, which I love. So I like to go in with 75 different shades and then call it a day. Then I'm just taking a small pencil brush, and we are going to be going in with a vibrant purple. I don't like to do shimmery purples on my outer corner, but I felt like for this look, I wanted to keep it very hippie, very FlowerChild, and I wanted to do kind of like a tie-dye look. So I wanted to incorporate as much color as I possibly could, and I really liked this color purple, so we went with it. Then I'm just taking a flat concealer brush, which I'm using to apply this teal shade in the center of my eye. Then I'm going to go back with this pencil brush and blend them together so there's not as much of a harsh line, but I want them to blend from purple to teal to green to like a bright yellow. But I don't want there to be any harsh lines. I kind of want it to just mesh together. Then I'm going to be taking a lime green and applying this in my inner corner. And this is just going to kind of give the eye a little bit of like a bright, since this is such a bright lime green shade. Then we're applying this lime green / yellow shade in the inner corner, and this is going to give that pop to our eyes and just kind of make them look a little bit more open. Then I'm taking a flat definer brush, and I'm taking the hot blue color from, it's a Primal color also from NYX, and I'm just going to be pushing this into my lash line, and then I'm going to be blending it out with another pencil brush with a little bit of orange on there. Orange and blue are super complementary, so if you guys wanted to recreate a look like this, maybe with different colors, just pop out a color wheel and you guys can kind of go from there. And I'm just going to kind of keep going back and forth with the blue, and I'm pushing this into my lash line because I felt like the blue was kind of getting a little bit lost. And now that both of our eyes are even and symmetrical, we are on to the face. So I'm going to be just bronzing up my skin. I wanted to give a little bit of life back into our skin before we went ham with all the other crazy things that we are going to be doing. So I'm just bronzing my skin like normal. I am taking my bronzer a little bit on the higher side than I normally would, but that's okay because we are doing something a little bit more creative, and this will help blend everything else out later. I promise you that. Then we're going to be taking the NYX Ombre Blush in Strictly Chic. That is the super orange blush, which I love, and we're going to take it all the way on the top of our cheekbone, kind of where our blush would be, but we're going to take it all the way back and kind of go on the temples also. I notice a lot of people do this for like festival looks, so I thought that this would be a really complimentary look, a complimentary technique to do for this very FlowerChild-y, hippie look. I also went back into the hot fuchsia shade, and I'm applying this just kind of on the top, just to kind of have like a nice gradient from bronzer to orangey blush to then like kind of like a fuchsia-y pink on the top of the cheekbone. And then we're just going to highlight our skin. Even though we're going to be covering up later on, I always have to highlight. Then we're going to be taking some Elmer's glue, and I got these flowers at Michael's. They're just kind of flower petals, and I'm going to make it so the center of my eye is the flower, and I'm going to do petals all around. So what I'm doing is just taking a little bit of Elmer's stick glue, putting it on the end. Oh, as you notice, that just fell, but we're going to work with it. And I'm just pressing these on. It works better if it sticks right to your skin. I noticed that. I couldn't like layer the flowers on top of each other because it wouldn't stick because the kind of material that it was made out of. But just stick it to your skin, and that's exactly what I did. I kind of just did like a half a circle around my eye. And I love how this came out. So I really wanted to take the FlowerChild to its literal sense and be a flower child. Then we're just taking these little flowers, and they're in multiple different colors, and I love them because they're so bright, and I think that it helps so much tighten the eye look. And I'm just taking Elmer's glue and just putting these on my skin directly, and I'm obsessed with them. They're so cute, and I also got these from Michael's also, and I took it right up my temples also. And then we're just taking this liquid lipstick. It's a nude shade, and I wanted to keep it pretty nude because we have some bright colors going on in our eyes, so that is why I chose this shade. But that is all that I have for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and give that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys on my next one.